Or I can use the same number and look at it over time to see if I'm doing a better job or a worse job in terms of managing my inventory. Now, we can look at other measures. One of them is receivables turnover. Basically, now you use the sales, you divide it by accounts receivables. Again, let's get to these numbers. Um, for Walmart, 87.96. Let's also look at the sales since I'm already here. 648,125. Twenty-one 36. Since these are, essentially the grocery store, you don't expect these numbers to be low. So, uh, receivables turnover for Walmart, it's gonna be 648,125 divided by 87.96. So they turn their receivables over 73 times a day, year. For Kroger, 150. That's 70. When we talk about receivables, what we usually look at is days sales and receivables. That's 365 or whatever the number of days in your financial statement divided by receivables turnover. Or that's 365 times receivables divided by sales. This is also known as average collection period. How long on average it takes you to recover your receivables from your customers. So for Walmart, this is going to be 365 divided by 73,6841. That's about 5 days. And slightly higher for Kroger. Given the way customers pay in Walmart and Kroger, you should view that as the delay between the charge uh, of the credit cards or debit cards and how long that banks take to actually give the money to the companies. I mean, every once in a while you pay by check, so it may take a little bit longer, but that's typically not an issue. But if you're a company that sells a lot of goods to other corporations and they pay with trade credit, these numbers are going to be a little bit higher. As an example, let me get the numbers for NVIDIA because they sell quite a bit to, in fact, almost all of it is to corporations. Oops, that's not what I wanted. For example, for NVIDIA, sales 6922, receivables 9999, and ACP would be 365 times receivables divided by what you want to call sales. As you can see, it takes NVIDIA about 60 days to recover it. I'm sure that customers are pretty about it, but remember, receivables are to be funded. Okay. Sometimes we also look at payables turnover. This is cost of goods sold divided by accounts payable. Again, let's do this for, or we look at days sales in payables. Let's look at for NVIDIA payables. These are accounts payable. Since I already have it here. Where are you? 2699. So days sales and or oh, I also need cost of goods sold. I'm sorry, which is going to be on the income statement. 16621. I'm going to calculate days sales in payable directly. 365 times payables divided by cost of goods sold Well, that's also about 60 days. So if you're doing working capital management, that matters. Uh, you buy your stuff from your suppliers roughly with a 60-day trade credit, but you also sell it to your clients on a 60-day credit. So as soon as your clients pay you, you pay your own suppliers. In that sense, they don't have to fund it much. If there is a big differential between day sales and payables and average collection period, depending upon the company, it's either producing an extra funding burden, or I'm going to leave this as an exercise for you guys. Calculate the same numbers for Dell. You're going to find that day sales and payables is pretty high. That means they don't pay their suppliers that early, but day sales and receivables is pretty low. Effectively, they're using their own suppliers to fund their receivables. The mother of all turnover ratios is total asset turnover.